Hello Year 10s and Year 10 parents. This is a very short video just to give you a little briefing about the Morrisby profiling that will take place in periods 1 and 2 next Thursday, the 30th of April. Okay. Obviously this year these are tests that you're going to have to do at home. In the past, you would have done them in school and there would have been staff there to supervise you. So the letter that's been sent out with this link in it details what you've got to do. It's very straightforward to do at home, but I just wanted to mention a few things about it before you start. So first of all, why are you doing it? The Morrisby is a fantastic tool that we use at Surbiton in order to help you think about the future. So things like your A-level choices, potentially degree choices, alternatives to degrees like school leaver programs, and also eventually your career choices. And we come back to it time and time again over the next few years through year 11 and into sixth form. So it's a really helpful tool, and it is one of the reasons why, if you're not familiar, Surbiton has the highest value added of any school in the southwest London area. And that means that what one would expect a school to achieve with our GCSE results, we outperform that level at A level, partly because of the guidance tools like the Morrisby and other things that we do give to our students. What is it? It is the students will be familiar with some of the career tests we did lower down the school, which were very interest-based. And you'd be asked questions such as, are you interested in this career? Do you like working with computers, robots, whatever it might be? And you will do that again. You will do a sort of a section which is like that. But the most of it will actually be some aptitude assessments. So for example, things you might have done when you were admitted to Surbiton, like verbal, abstract reasoning, but also some assessments which you won't have encountered before, but which are relevant to the world of work and some other things. And also some personality assessments. So looking at things like how extroverted you think you are, how introverted, how spontaneous, how considered, because all of these things can be relevant to the world of careers and thinking about the future. In terms of how to treat the session, although there is no pass-fail with this, it's very much about finding out what your strengths, your interests, your values are. It is important, in order for it to paint a realistic and accurate picture of you, for you to treat the session like a public exam. So no distractions, concentrate. Obviously, you do it yourself. There's no benefit, given that it's not an exam, for you getting someone to help you or using a calculator or anything like that. It is important that you understand that it's split up into different sections, which are all timed. You're not necessarily expected to finish any of the tests, okay? They are quite time restricted, but it's important to try your best to answer as many questions as you can, as accurately as you can, okay, to build up as full a picture. There is no negative marking. So for example, if you get to a question and you're struggling with the answer, but you're trying your best, if you guess, that won't penalise you in any way. So feel free to guess, but try your best. Also, what we say is, in terms of how rapidly you work, try to work with what I would say is a quiet sense of urgency. So that means concentrating, trying your hardest, but not going so slowly that you don't answer all the questions you could, or the converse, rushing ahead, answering questions more carelessly. So a quiet sense of urgency. Also, I would say try to work consistently through the tests. So you might start off with quite a lot of energy, and then maybe you get a little bit bored or something like that. Try not to let that happen, because that could affect your results. And what we want to do is we want to get an accurate picture of all the different things that you do, reflecting you at your best for that particular section. So obviously if you tail off, it might warp your results slightly. So try throughout the session. It will take between an hour and a half to 2 hours to complete in total. So that's the aptitude assessments, the personality assessments, and the interest assessments. What happens if there are problems? Initially, if there are problems, please contact the Morrisby organisation. Details of how to do that are in the letter. If that doesn't resolve the situation, or there are any problems getting through or anything like that, don't worry, you can come back to the test at a later date and do it in your own time. But we want to try as much as possible, just like we would in school, to keep that discipline for everyone to complete it at the same time, and it's out of the way, and then we can take things forward from there. Just be aware if your internet drops or something happens, you won't lose your answers. That will be recorded by the system itself. So don't worry about that. You'll be able to log back in. It won't affect you. It will remember where you've got to. Finally, what happens after these Morrisby profiles? You will have immediate access to your results, which is different to what we would normally do. Normally, I would release your results to you at a feedback session that I lead in the main hall. Because of the situation, we're going to let you see them straight away. There is some guidance in the letter, a link on the Morrisby website on how to sort of interpret and navigate your web space that you'll get with your results. But I will do some form of feedback session in due course to make sure that you aren't misinterpreting the results, to resolve any of your questions, and so on and so forth. Whether that's online, whether that's in school, time will tell, but we will do one. And then in year 11, you will all have a careers interview, of which a discussion about the Morrisby profile and your results will form a part. So I hope that's helpful. Please do read the letter now in its entirety. And as I said, try your best next Thursday. And I hope you find it really, really useful. Okay, good luck and good evening.